has furries, he only stays on the step.
So does Callie go swimming?
No.
Callie doesn't swim. What about Miss Kitty?
No.
Why, do they not like water?
No.
But
Dozer doesn't like water.
Dozer doesn't like water. But
But
do
he
y'all
just
like...
wants to drink the water.
Oh. What about kitties? Do you love kitties?
Yes.
You do love kitties?
Yeah.
One time you told Baba that you hate kitties. Remember when you were making cookies, you told Baba that you hated kitties?
I just hate cats.
What?
You hate cats?
You hate cats?
Why? Not even me.
You hate cats?
Yeah. No, I hate all the cats.
You hate all the cats?
Yeah. He's kidding. But now I like her.
Now you like them?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
That's good since you have 2 kitties at your house, right? And do you know how many kitties Nana has at her house?
How many?
4.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. 4 is a lot.
Well, howdy do everyone, and welcome back to the ranch. I'm glad to have you here today. Thanks so much for stopping by. It is indeed, as you can well see, another beautiful day in South Texas, about 66 degrees, clear skies, sun shining, birds singing. You would never guess it's December. We will take this weather any day, let me tell you. I hope the weather's good where you are, and as I always say, I hope the world is treating you well too. It's been a little challenging around here lately. Kind of wanted to bring you up to speed on a few things. A couple of weeks ago, I was down here on my 4-wheeler gathering up the SD cards out of all the game cameras to create some more videos. And when I got down to this point right here, I looked over there on the other side of the creek. I don't know if you can see the creek from where you are, but I looked just on the other side of the creek and I could tell that someone had been over there clearing the brush. And what's unusual about that is my neighbors that have owned this ranch for over 30 years sold it recently. They always kind of left it wild. They also have a wildlife preserve on the other side of the creek. And to see someone come in and clear that much out kind of got my curiosity up. So I grabbed the SD card out of game camera number 9 and I ran back to the house because I knew it would show me what's been going on out here recently. So what did I see when I plugged the old SD card into my computer? Well, I saw some dude on a bobcat and he wasn't doing any light pruning of the area. He had the blade flat on the ground and he was doing some serious work. He knocked down every small tree and all the brush that bobcat could take out. In other words, he took out everything that bobcat was big enough to take out of. And I didn't really know the extent of how far up and down the creek he had done so. So I got my drone and brought it out here to the creek. And I started right about here where I am right now. And I went down there and I flew it down there to where the drive across is on the creek and then brought it all the way back. Went all the way down that way as far as the destruction went. And basically what I saw over here on our side, we do have an area like this right here where I am right now that's big enough where you can get a car in here and turn it around and all. And this is just a little area where we take the kids fishing and all. But the rest of it on down there is just barely big enough to get a motorcycle or the 4-wheeler down there. And basically what we do is we just leave enough room where we can get down there to take care of problems, yet not make a big highway out of it so that the deer and all the other animals are protected, so they have cover. And just like this guy over here that knocked down most of the trees over there, unless they were great big trees, we leave most of our trees here for the hawks to nest in because we do have some pretty rare hawks up and down the creek, so we leave those. But this guy took out everything. And the frustrating part of that, I know, things change and new owners come in and do things their way. But what we had happen here 3 years ago, this is the way it started out. They came in and and I'm talking about on the south side of the ranch. This is the north side of the ranch over here. On the south side, if you remember back 2 or 3 years, I made a video about this too. They came in and first they just made a little lane where they could drive their trucks around. And then the next thing we knew, this was happening, and they had these giant machines in that were just totally destroying the area. That was just like this area over here, it was a beautiful wooded forest, and these machines came in and destroyed it, left the place looking like a war zone out of Vietnam after the B-52s had come through. And then after that they cleared it all out, and we later have seen the major plans, the projected plans for those areas, and they basically are to put a few hundred small homes in there on as many small lots as they can cram in there, as they can shoehorn in there, as if you will. And we've already heard, and I apologize for the helicopter or airplane coming over, we've already heard that right down here, about another 200 yards, okay, I think they're gone far enough now. What we've already heard is a couple of 100 yards downstream from here, there's plans on the other side to build apartment complexes for affordable apartments, and then to develop the rest of it. And lo and behold, here comes a helicopter now. So with all the changes that are happening across the creek here, it looks like we're going to be going from seeing this every day to seeing this every day, because he didn't just clear out an animal pathway, he created roads. But when you destroy that much natural habitat, the population swings of the animals, all the wildlife, vary greatly. Instead of having rolling population changes like this, you get dramatic ones like this, peaks and valleys. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months in a row, we'll just see a whole bunch of coyotes and no rabbits, and then we'll see rabbits all over the place and no coyotes. The deer kind of come in. It's like all the animals, all the wildlife is confused. And I'm afraid what we're going to be seeing next is that same thing happening over here. And on the south side, where all the disturbances happened, I'm afraid it's probably not going to be very long until we start seeing a lot of building going on over there. And I understand population growth and all that, and I understand people needing a place to live, and I hope it provides a lot of people a good quality place to live, because that's a necessity too. It's just that this ranch has been taking care of animals since the 1800s, the early to mid 1800s, and rancher after rancher after rancher has loved this area, and it's been chipped away at little bits at a time. Pieces have been sold off, and so it's shrinking. But it's to a time now where it's about to be surrounded in a pretty small parcel of land, and we will be the last ranchers here. So the sad part is, I hate that it's rolled down on me and my family as stewards of this land to be the last ones that get to see this ranch taking care of animals, because after us, it'll just be overtaken by the developers and housing and all that. And once again, you know, like I said, I understand. I'm an old man. I've been around long enough to know that growth is inevitable, that population control is difficult, and that places like this will become city sooner or later. All the areas out in the country are slowly being eaten up, and ours is just another one of those. So about all we can do is hope for the best, hope it becomes a really, really nice place for people to live and enjoy their lives. But it's still kind of sad, kind of frustrating from this side of the picture. My wife and I were discussing My wife and I were discussing our longevity here, just wondering how long we'll be able to stay here, how long we'll enjoy this life. And I told her, I said, well, you know, there were 5 reasons that we came to this area, that we bought this ranch. And the first one was, of course, it was a safe place to live. It was out in the country. It was well protected. There were enough good neighbors around that you didn't have to worry about anything. Number 2 was the school districts here in this area, because we had little bitty kids at the time. We were very concerned about that. And the schools were really, really good at that time. The third thing was this going to be a good place for our careers? My wife's a dental hygienist. I was a veterinarian. And this place looked like it could use both at that time. Number 4 was it convenient to a larger city in San Antonio, 20 miles down the road? You just had to hop on the interstate and head into town, and you were there in a short amount of time. But most importantly, was this going to provide us with a quality life, the kind of life that we wanted to have for ourselves and to be able to raise our children? And this area, this ranch, it just kind of checked all the boxes. And we loved the people we bought it from. They were the people that lived right across the creek, and we loved them dearly until both of them passed away in the last few years. So it's been a good life out here. But when we look at those 5 things, they're definitely not all there anymore. Quality of life, that was the main thing. Right now our quality of life is still good. You know, we're still happy, but that is subject to change. So like I told my wife, 4 of the 5 reasons we moved here 33 years ago are gone. And the last one is probably on its way out as well. So it's kind of sad, but you know, like I said, that's just part of life. It's part of change, and we old people have to accommodate change, and it's really difficult for us too, because we're not used to it. But we will do our best to accept it, and like I said, I hope this area provides a wonderful life for a whole bunch of people. So folks, in closing, I'm not complaining. We have been very, very blessed to be out here. Been very blessed to be able to raise our kids out here and enjoy life out here. And like I said, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. And the future is always good if you allow it to be. Dear friends, thank you so much for stopping by the ranch today and taking a little time to visit with me. I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you guys are getting ready for Christmas, and I hope your families and all are getting ready too. And I hope you're all excited about just the Christmas season in general. God bless you all. Thanks again for stopping by, and I want you to always remember I love you. Bye-bye now.
Every town has its ups and downs, and sometimes ups outnumber the downs, but not in Nottingham. I'm inclined to believe we were so down, we'd up and leave, we'd up and fly, if we had wings for flying. Can't you see these tears we're crying? Can there be some happiness for me? Not in Nottingham.
I love that song so much.
What you doing there, Al?
Neutering a dog, Dad.
All right. Who's gonna learn you?
That's a mistake.